Livable Newport and the One Newport Subcommittee for the Public Schools. My name is Isabel Griffith. I am co-president of Alliance for Livable Newport, an organization that was started around a dozen years ago by the active neighborhood associations in Newport as a way to cooperate and band together to address issues of importance to the city, focusing on the quality of life of the people who live here. Today, there are still a backbone of neighborhood associations that make up Alliance for Livable Newport. They are Bellevue, Oker Point, Castle Hill, Historic Hill, the North End Neighborhood Association, Off Broadway, The Point, and Top of the Hill. ALN's mission is to be an unbiased resource of information about important issues facing our community. And we're unbiased, we're not for profit, we are not a political organization. We videotape all of our forums, and this one will be videotaped. It should be available on our website within a week, and that is newportalliance.org. I'd like to introduce my colleague, Ken Nomiyama, who is the chair of the One Newport Subcommittee.
Thank you, Isabel. I want to welcome everybody here. Thank you for coming. I am Ken Nomiyama. I'm a member of One Newport. One Newport is a volunteer organization in Newport. We work on behalf of the Newport Public School system. Our charter is to just try to improve the public schools, working with the rest of the community. That's why we call ourselves One Newport. We feel that it takes the community to work as one Newport to make things happen. We feel that in order for the community to get itself together to help the schools, will make a better Newport. This meeting, this forum with the students came about because of something that happened over the past year or so. There was a project called Community Conversations, where members of the community got together, the administrators, the teachers, members of the school committee, city council members, volunteers from the city. We got together in several different meetings over several different venues, and we discovered, Isabel discovered for the most part, that of all the community members that got together, the students had a lot to say. Isabel had the inspiration to organize this forum. She put it together. In our memory, one of the first that's happened over the past several years, so I think it's going to be a very interesting discussion we're going to have. So thank you, Isabel, for all the work you've done on this. So the purpose is to try to get the community to listen to what the students have to say. I think they have a very loud, important voice in the community. We think that they are the future of Newport, and so we want to hear what they're thinking. I want to thank Colleen Germain for being here, Superintendent of Schools. I see that Becky Boland, member of the school committee, is here, as well as Joe Eva. Thank you for coming. So we're going to have an interesting evening. The questions that are going to be asked and answered were submitted earlier. We got many more than 20, over 24 questions that everybody looked at and will respond to. At the same time, Adrian Haler will take any other questions that people here might want to ask. And so if we have time at the end, we will ask for these additional questions to be considered. So thank you very much. Jared Vance will, who is principal of Rogers High School, will lead the discussion. And sitting next to him is Bill Kimes, who is a teacher at Rogers. They will introduce the students and carry on from here. Thank you very much.
So I just wanted to take an opportunity to thank everyone for organizing this and putting this together. I think the idea of student voice is really powerful when it comes to schools. As adults, we can venture a guess as what their experience is, but this forum gives us an opportunity to hear from students directly, about their experience. And when thinking about this on the whole, we also want to have some teacher perspective in those responses as well. And so that's, Mr. Kimes is somebody that's well respected in the school and has a really good perspective on school systems and student experience. And so to have him as a part of this panel is going to be beneficial as well. So we're going to work our way down the line, and I'm going to allow the students to introduce themselves for you.
Okay, so my name is Alessa. I'm a senior finally, and I've been living in Newport since I was like 7 years old, I believe. And then what are some of my goals after high school? I plan on going to college, especially going to the University of Rhode Island. I want to major in communications and minor in political science, so yeah. And then some positive things about Newport and the Newport Public Schools is we're a community, and in a lot of school systems, especially when I went to Providence, there wasn't a lot of that. So when I came here, it was really cool, and it was awesome. It did. So, yeah.
Hi, my name is Miriam Aaron Berry. I'm in 11th grade. I've been in Newport since I was born. Haven't really left. For after high school, I plan on going to college. Don't really know where yet. Kind of just looking into things now. I know I want to be a science teacher for probably middle school or high school. Some positive things about the Newport Public Schools in Newport is definitely the community, as she was saying, but I think also how close everybody is in our high school and how just how close we all are as friends in general.
Hi everyone, my name is Ajane Greene. I'm a senior at Rogers High School. After high school, I'll be going to Old Dominion University to study social work and minor in African studies as well as entrepreneurship. And those are my goals. I've been in Newport my whole life, I'm sorry. And positive things about Newport Public Schools is that it's very welcoming. Everyone here gets along, and it's just the community and the feelings that Newport School gives you is just really great.
Hi, my name is Max Newsom. I'm a 9th grader at Rogers High School. I've been a student of Newport Public Schools my entire life. One of my goals after school is to go to college and get good grades and have a good career. A positive thing about Newport is the bond between the teachers and the students, and the sports teams. We all have a great bond together.
Hi, my name's Edwin Connolly. I'm a freshman, and I've been in Newport for my whole life. Some of my goals after high school is I want to go to college, either on a scholarship or any way I can go. And possibly the best thing about Newport, like they all said, is how close everybody in the community is. More than that, there's also history here. There's a lot of history here, more than anywhere else I can think of off the top of the head.
Hi, my name is Michael Weaver. I'm a freshman at Rogers, and I've been in Newport my entire life. After high school, I plan to go to college, and after that, I would like to be an athletic trainer. A positive thing about Newport Public Schools is that everyone is involved. Like everyone was saying, we have such a close bond here.
All right, thank you. So before we get into all of the questions, so we sat down with the ones that were submitted and kind of grouped or reworded because there were some that were very similar. So if you were somebody that submitted a question, you don't hear the exact question that you provided, that's the reason for it. And also given the time frame to have 20 some odd questions and allow these fantastic students to speak on each one of those, would take more than an hour and a half. So we did a little streamlining. So to start off, everybody on the panel is gonna respond to this question. Is, do you feel that Rogers High School has prepared or is preparing you for college and career?
I can't believe that's gonna be. Yes, I do believe that Rogers has helped me prepare for college. Being the first in my family to go to college, we have a college advisor there who is helping me get to those steps. And also, I get so many opportunities from this school. It's unbelievable. Like, to say that I'm going to college just because my school helped me is a dream that I can finally achieve, so that's why.
I think definitely Rogers has prepared me for college to an extent. I'm not really going to college yet, obviously, but I have talked with our college advisor before, and she's helped me set up tours for college and look into what's going to happen with my SAT range scores. And it's really, as a junior, it's definitely really good to look into it, and having all of these access resources, it really helps a lot.
I feel as though the Rogers has prepared me for college as well. I'm also the first person going to college in my family, and the way the classroom is set up and how they speak to you and the work that they assign you really prepares you throughout the high school, so that's really good.
Yes, I feel like it will influence me in college, but as I get older, I feel like I'll be introduced to more college level things.
Rogers has helped me, not just in getting to college, because I've only been here for 3/4 of a year, but I can see the path that I'm going to take is a good one, because Rogers has helped me take a step. And it also gives you really good people skills, because as I said earlier, all the people in Rogers are pretty close-knit and tight as a group. We are all like a little community in Rogers.
Yes, I definitely think Rogers has prepared me. I am in AOIT and NACTech, and with that, next year I'm going to earn IC3 certification, and I could get a job out of high school in a college degree, so that is preparing me for my future years.
One of the things we are, I think, most proud of as teachers at the high school is kind of being hyper-focused on our students. Not so much about putting forth a specific program, but really our program is about taking care of our individual kids' needs, and whether that is, like most of these guys up here talking about, or ladies and gentlemen, sorry, talking about their college plans, but we also have lots of opportunity for career exploration through NACTech, like Michael has spoken about, and I think the ability to be real with each other in the building really affects their performance outside of high school. Career or college, whichever way you're going.
All right, so this question's for Ajane, Alessa, and Wynn. So what does Rogers do really well to help students prepare for the future? And if you can kind of talk to the specifics.
Okay, I'll go first. I don't want to say the same thing over and over, but for me, really, the college advisor and my teachers, especially my teachers. My teachers teach me, but they tell me about stuff that's out of, like, I'm going to have to learn when I get out of high school, like when I go into college. This sounds so foolish, but like you need to get your physical and stuff like that. And like I have my mom do that for me. So, you know, having teachers feel like they're your other parent, since my mom is a single mother, I can count on my teachers. It feels amazing.
So, I feel like the way teachers bring you up, because I know when you come into Rogers, it's very easy, like, well, not easy, but like, it's very laid back, and they like, I don't know, it's just more laid back and relaxed. Like, as you go up in your years and as you get more experience, the way that they teach you, the way they like communicate with you, and just the way they bring you up, basically, just helps a lot.
Go ahead, Edwin.
Again, Rogers offers the NACTech and other courses just besides NACTech. It has horticulture, which I'm enrolled in. Also, I gotta say again, the teachers, they help teach you stuff that's in the curriculum, but then again, they also teach you stuff that you need to learn for the next step instead of just the Common Core that we're all taking. Just helps prepare you for life in general, is what I think.
And they definitely have a lot of resources, like internships and stuff of that sort, to really help you.
So Max, Mirren, and Mike. So this forum is not just about Rogers. We're going to talk a little bit about the TMS, Thompson Middle School experience as well. So for Max, Mirren, and Mike, do you feel you were prepared in TMS to move on to Rogers from that 8th and 9th grade transition year?
Do you want me to talk first on it?
You can go, yeah.
Okay. From what I remember of 8th grade, because it's kind of way in the back of my head at this point, at first, when we were talking about Rogers and talking about high school, I was like, I'm going to go to the Met, because I had my older brother in high school. He's like, don't go there. It's not a good school, because he was like a downer. And then I talked to all my teachers, and my math teacher really, really helped, Miss Soares. And she's explaining it to me, and she's like, Rogers is, like, the only way to explain it is it's a big family. And so as it got closer to that time, I made the decision to go to Rogers, which I'm definitely happy about, 100%. And I got to Rogers 101, and that's definitely how we all got integrated into high school, like lifestyle. So definitely helped.
I think it prepared me by giving me very challenging work and giving me a lot of independent learning as a student. And I think the teachers always used to tell us like how it would be in high school and how like to learn stuff. And it was just, they just told us like the right things to do and not to get scared or anything.
Yes, definitely. Thompson definitely prepared me for Rogers. We had lots of opportunities to come visit the campus at Rogers, and we shadowed like the NACTech programs and came along and shadowed some of the students too at Rogers when we were in 8th grade. And at the end of 8th grade year, the teachers definitely pushed us more, which got us ready for the high school challenge.
Does anyone else want to talk to that experience going from 8th to 9th?
I will. For me, I do remember this experience. It wasn't the best for me, to be honest. I feel like the teachers at Thompson, some of the teachers, not all of them, they care about students who are at levels, they say. If you're at a higher level in that school, you're counted as someone who's better than someone who's at a lower level. And at a young age, I realized that if I'm not at a higher level, I'm gonna be stuck in this same system the whole 4 years I'm there. And that's where a lot of the kids act up. The behavior at Thompson, I noticed. That's why a lot of kids stay in the same cycle, acting up, going down to the dean's office, not respecting the teachers, because they're not being heard. I had to learn at a young age that you have to move up yourself. Your teachers are not gonna help you in there to help you get to that section 4 or section 3. And that was a hard experience for me. So I'm so happy I came to Rogers, but that was a hard experience. I hope that students are not going through that the way I did when I went to Thompson.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So for Alessa, Bill, and Mirren, so what are some barriers to your learning that you and your friends deal with on a day-to-day basis?
Well, I don't know if it's like the day-to-day, I don't know. But for me, it's a schedule. Senior year, this is a crazy year for me. Like I'm being an adult. So the schedule that we have this year is horrible. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be real. It's not the best schedule. I have to work. I have like 2 double lives basically, and like I'm those 7 periods. It's not right for us at all. Our seniors, no.
I wrote down schedule too, under that question, 100%. I know, I think it was my sophomore year, your junior year, we had Monday, Friday, 7 periods, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 5 periods, and so we had long periods. And I know now that I'm in AP classes, that if I had long periods, we'd get so much more in depth into our topics. So I think that's really one of the only barriers that we have to deal with. If also, I don't really know how to explain it, like with like homework along with the schedule, we didn't have every class every single night, and so you'd have a day off. So if you had like a super big essay, you'd have like one day to focus on it and then another day to focus on other classes, and so it really helped with time management as well.
Definitely.
More spread out schedule.
I think the schedule is something we need to continue to work on for sure. I don't consider it a barrier. I do think this is something to just continue to talk about, we'll get through, but a lot of us are definitely struggling with the schedule this year for sure. I think a real barrier for us as educators though, and it's I think, not a Newport problem, not a Rogers thing. I think this is a U.S. educational system issue, and that's this Common Core. I think it gets in the way of educators making decisions and kind of turns it over to other people. That's not our issue, though. I think that's a broader issue. And, I don't think that's stuff that we can deal with per se in this room, but that's really the barrier I see, is really kind of this Common Core implementation, what that means for these guys, and the iterations, whether it's the schedule or the homework or the material we're being asked to cover, whether it's meaningful and whether it helps them find a purpose out there in the world.
Yeah, definitely that purpose in the world. Yeah, that purpose in the world. You're gonna hear a lot of students say, when you walk in the hallway, they're like, "But I'm not gonna need this for life." And I don't know. I agree with that too.
I agree with the schedule too, and I also feel like time is a very big barrier for that as well. Because for people that do sports, you have to leave your last period class 15 minutes early. And like 15 minutes is like a long time, especially like when you first come. Like the 8:15 is like great. Sleep is great, but like I feel like if we got out earlier, you have more time for homework and more time for work after school, and so I think 15 minutes is like a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? So also, let me just interject. Thank you for your honesty, because I know some of the comments are not necessarily always going to be positive, and so the fact that you guys are able to speak to it tactfully and respectfully is great. So I appreciate that. Thank you. So for everybody at the table, what do you feel makes the Newport Public Schools different and unique?
Definitely the school spirit.
Completely. 100%.
Definitely.
Yes.
I think also like the aspect of family, not in the way of like it's a family-oriented school, but the second you walk in from freshman year, everybody's really welcoming. I know they could speak to that later on, but everybody's very there for you if you have any issues, or you can talk it out with anybody. It's a very like open demographic of, I could go up to a person that I've talked to once or twice and I'd be like, "Hi, how are you? Are you okay?" And you can just, it's a very laid back and easy way to talk to people. And I think that's a really good thing about our school.
It has a really good home feel to it.
Yeah, that's something that I wanted to. When I was a junior, I noticed that the seniors like took care of us, and they taught us a lot that I'm gonna need, that I needed for this year, and I'm so thankful for that. But man, that was one of the things that the seniors this year wanted us to do for you guys. It basically wanted to, when we're moving up, we want them to move up. I hope you guys can do that next year too. Because that helps, you could bring a junior along, you could even bring a freshman along, and just show them the way, guide them, because that would really help them, that would give them confidence when they walk through the hallways and stuff like that, especially if you have some negativity towards Rogers or anything, come to our pep rally because it's the best. But yeah, that's the, you could feel it. It feels amazing.
Crazy.
So,
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy when you're at our pep rallies. Like the energy levels of like before pep rally, you can just feel it building up. And the second you walk in, everybody just like explodes and everybody's happy.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, well, from the freshman perspective, we're usually the low man on the totem pole, but with Rogers, it's a little different. Like with sports has helped me personally. help get to know everybody around the school, and I'll say hi to everybody in the hallway. Also, Rogers is really some of the more accepting and diverse schools that I can think of off the top of my head. It's more like, it's not cliques, it's more everybody together as a unit, same type of deal, community, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing when I remember coming in the first day and I was a little nervous, but then everyone was just so like kind to me and accepting, and I just didn't get nervous anymore and felt good.
I think what's unique about it is when you're playing sports, like when you really invest yourself into it, the people around you, like your teammates, really become your family, and it makes it more fun to play with people you care about. So that's what I love about it.
I don't know, a lot of good things were said here. I think a really unique aspect of our school, though, I'd say, is kind of the dedication to our craft. You know, these all, this is our product, right? We have a pretty serious job here, and we take it very seriously and try not to let the things happening outside our walls interfere with their progress. And I think that's pretty unique where we are.
And so this was a question that came up, kind of playing off a little bit of what you just said there, Bill. So this is for the entire panel, but we're going to start down at the end with Mike first and work back. So how do you guys feel safe at school?
Yes, definitely. Even with like police activity, I feel always safe at school, and hall monitors are always around, and there's just always someone to talk to if I didn't feel safe, but that's never happened to me, so I always feel safe.
Absolutely, because when you know everybody in the school, there's no one really to fear, scared of. It's really like, you know everybody knows you. It's not a scary environment. It's really that you can get used to and no real fear.
Which is also pretty good about having a smaller school, that you know everyone.
I think even though it's not the newest school, I still feel very safe in it, like with all the people in it. Like you said, it's we all know each other a lot, so I wouldn't think there would be a student in our school that would ever harm.
I definitely feel like Rogers is a safe place as well. Even before the police officers and the home monitors, it was definitely safe. Everyone had each other's back, and we all pretty much trust each other. Obviously not, well, I mean, I trust people in the school in my life, but but I feel like we all trust each other, and we're all there for each other when we need one another.
Yeah, definitely to talk on what Michael was saying about having the police officers and the hall monitors there. At first I was like, what's happening after having like all the freedom for 2 years of school? I was like, there's hall monitors everywhere. I look left and right. But now that I've like talked to them and I've like understood why they're there and what they're doing, they're just there to help out and escort people around and make sure that we're all safe. And so it's really, I think it's a really good thing that we have people looking out for us, and as well as we have students looking out for us. And so it's kind of everybody's there for each other, and we're all working together to make sure that we're okay and that we're safe.
Yeah, I agree with all of them as well. I liked how my school took action. I didn't have to go into Dr. events about, especially what's been going on in the news. He took action into that, and he noticed that, I need to prepare my students and like make them safe. So when I came to school and noticed that he really cared about my safety, that made the rest of the students realize like this is serious, and we need to make sure that we're all safe. And it just made us come together and bond really tight. So yeah.
I've never felt unsafe in that building. In however many years I've been there, I think the conditions of the building and the layout present some safety concerns. But as far as do we feel unsafe in that building? I don't get a sense of that at all there. I concur with these fine students.
I would agree that was, talking to Alessa's point, that was one of the first things when I was hired that I noticed in the building was really just that layout, and trying to ensure that our kids are safe. You know, that somebody from the street isn't just walking in and having doors remain closed and systems in place. And we're getting there. It's not perfect yet, but we're getting there. You know, we've done a lot of work this year on that safety, and I'm happy that you guys are feeling the benefits of it. So it's good. We're going to continue on the path that we're doing. So Win, Ajane, and Max, do you feel that you have adults that understand you and believe in you at school?
Oh, absolutely. All the teachers, it's not that, some teachers I'm not on the best terms with, but all I really need is like much of a respect. If you respect me and I respect you, it can be a very good relationship. And then I always have my coaches and other people around in the building who I feel like I can trust on a day-to-day basis.
These last 2 years, I had, my bad. These last 2 years, I had very close coaches, and they helped me on and off the court. And a teacher in particular I had was in 7th grade. He always had a positive influence on me.
I definitely believe the teachers and faculty at Rogers believe in me and everyone in the school because the positive vibes that are always set out. Like everyone there is very, very positive, and it just encourages the students to want to do good and want to, you know, be the best that they can be.
Does anybody else want to speak to that?
Oh, and respect is a big thing.
Yeah, respect is one of the biggest things. I know not everybody has the same advisor, because I know we got rid of advisor and brought it back, but I've been with my same advisor since freshman year, and I know it's definitely good because it's kind of, with your advisor, it's kind of become like a mentor type thing almost, and so I have this ring doll, I don't know if people know her, but she's always there. I always talk to her whenever I need to. I go in with an issue, I come out with like a solution, and so it works out really, really well. It's also with your advisor, if you have a good relationship with them, it turns into like kind of like a parent kind of looking over you, and so it's definitely a good outlet of something to talk to if you need it.
Yeah, definitely. And especially when they talk about the respect, I had the same experience with some of them on there. I might not like the teacher, but at the end of the day, she's my teacher, and I need to respect her, and she needs to respect me, and she's going to educate me. She's going to allow me to go for my dreams. So whatever problems we have, I leave that behind, and it's time to learn now. So we leave that all behind, so yeah.
All right, thank you. So for Mike and Mirren, when you and your friends talk about the future, what do you talk about?
We definitely talk about college a lot. It seems like every day that college comes up in our conversations because we're just so excited for what the future holds for us. And then sometimes we talk about jobs after, but definitely college is a big thing we always talk about because we're really excited for what's in store for us.
Yeah, definitely. It's always college. Between me and my friends, I know that for a fact. We'll sit in English class and we'll fill out our SAT booklets, and we'll think of where we have to send it to, what colleges we should send it to. And I know recently it's become, since February break, it's become a big deal of touring colleges, and so it's kind of stressful as like I'm realizing that I'm going to be a senior soon. But it's nice to have friends that are all going through the same thing at the same time, so we have like an understanding between each other that we're all like not struggling, but we're all just stressed out, and so we kind of work together and like figure out what we're going to do about it and how we're going to fix it. So it's good.
So what do you guys do about that stress though? Like how do you manage?
I know with me, I kind of take the stress and I separate it, and so if I have stress, I'll deal with that, and I'll go back and I'll look at, I'm setting up tours for UNH right now, and so I'll take all my stress and I'll just separate it, and I'll go back and I'll schedule my tour, I'll read into it, and then after I'll be like, okay, why was I stressed, and I'll break it down. That's just my method of doing it. I don't know how other people can deal with it, but
So this wasn't a question on the list, so for everybody else on the panel, how do you guys manage the stress of school?
Eat ice cream. No, I'm just kidding. So normally what I do is honestly, like I always do turn ice cream, like I'm not gonna lie. But I normally just like write everything down that I need to do and on a Friday, and like I don't really hang out outside of school. Well, I do, but like not as much at this time of year. So I just write all down on a piece of paper, and just the weekend, like I just write what am I gonna do on Saturday, what am I gonna do on Sunday, and I always try to get it done in the morning. So if I do decide to go somewhere, I'll have it done by the end of the night. But I'm a very, very big procrastinator. So everything I do always happens on the weekend. But yeah, I normally just write everything down on a big list and just try to go day by day and don't do too much in one day, because then that can like add on stress.
Yeah. Yeah, especially this year. I was not ready for the stress. Because I have 2 lives, like I said. But how I manage the stress, I think of why I'm so motivated to get my goals and stuff like that. So when I'm stressed, I like stop what I'm doing for a minute. I'm just like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you working so hard to get to where you want to be? That stress is not going to hold you back. Just keep going for your goal, basically. So
What the young guys down the end?
I know as freshmen we haven't really dealt with much stress yet in the first couple of months, but as high school goes on, that'll probably there'll be more stress. And usually when I feel stressed, I just like walk away from it and then figure out a different way to deal with the solution, whether it's like math homework or an essay that I have to write. I just find another way to deal with it.
Yeah, to say what he says, I really like dealing with it by taking a break and just trying to go somewhere to clear my head, and then try and figure out a new way to attack what the assignment is given to me. That's what I try and deal with it.
I'm lucky enough to have a parent at school, and I always go to him when I have my problems or I'm stressed out.
The back over there.
Because school's
Big storm coming.
yeah.
I used to have to go to 2 days.
All right, so Miran, after the school shootings in Florida and the student demonstrations, do you feel the high school students will make a difference? And will any of those student demonstrations have an effect on you or your behavior?
Definitely. I think obviously it's a very, very heavy topic. I'm writing an essay on it, an investigative report on gun control in America right now. It's very solemn and melancholy, obviously. But after looking at the March for Our Lives rally that they had in Washington, I think that we do have a voice, and all the students doing that shows that we have a voice. And I think it's kind of mirroring back at our school, because I know some kids have spoken up about it. I know the day that we were going to do our walkout, we had a delay, so we didn't end up doing it. But still, the idea that we are here and we are supporting it, and we're kind of silently